teacher.
And today we are very happy to be here and show you about our presentation. That is the political of United Kingdom. And firstly, I would like to introduce about myself. My name is Ngoan.
And my name is Theo.
My name is Phương.
And before we start, I would like to show you about the six main parts in our presentation. And for detail, there are two main parts in my presentation. It is the history of United Kingdom, and the second part is the United Kingdom government.
Yes, and about my parts, I'll show you some two main parts. The first one talk about the two small main terms in terms of law in government, and the second one, and these are legislator and duty theory. And the second one talk about the electoral systems.
And the last three parts is the parties, political, and the second is local government, and the last one is the European Union.
Okay. And now let one show you about the beginning of the political of the UK.
Okay, and here, and as you can see here is the political of UK, and here general United Kingdom also include 4 colonies, and those are called Scotland, and the second part is Northern Ireland and England, and the last colony is Wales. And here's the Queen and the King and the Prime Minister Cameron. And firstly, in my part, I would like to talk about the history of United Kingdom and the government of United Kingdom. And first, history of United Kingdom as a unified sovereign state begin at 1707 with the political union of the United Kingdom, and in 1800 added the Kingdom of Ireland to create the United Kingdom, and you can call it Britain or UK. And after that is the government of United Kingdom, and the government is led by Prime Minister here. He's a Prime Minister Cameron, and who selects all the remaining minister. The Prime Minister and the other most senior minister belong to the decision-making committee, and the rest the cabinet. The government is depend on Parliament to make primary legislation after an election. The monarch, currently Queen Elizabeth II, she the Queen Elizabeth II, and Prime Minister, the leader of parties. Okay. Okay, in this part, I would like to talk about the Prime Minister, and the second is the cabinet. In this part, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland is the head of Her Majesty government in the United Kingdom, and the current Prime Minister David Cameron. Yes, he's David Cameron, and leader of the Conservative Party. He was appointed by the Queen on May 11, 2010, and the second part is the cabinet. The cabinet of the United Kingdom is in here. There's a parliament, and who's most of people, important people go there to take a meeting, and the cabinet is a unanimous decision-making the body of the executive within the Westminster system of the government in traditional constitution theory. And you can see here is the Westminster, and here, and very important house where many people go there. And you see this interpretation was original put across the work of 19th century constitutionalists such as Walter B. Hart. And now I would like to talk about the Scotland government, the Wales government, and the England government. And first is the Scottish government here. In the Belfast in Northern Ireland, the Scotland government is responsible for all issues that are not reserved to the Union United Kingdom and Parliament at Westminster by the Scotland Act, including its Scotland education, justice, rural affairs and transport. Its minister, the Scottish Parliament nominates a member to appointed as First Minister by the Queen, and the First Minister then appoints their minister. And the First Minister set out in the Scotland Act in 1998. They are collective, known as the Scottish Minister. And the second part is the Wales government. And the Wales government and the National Assembly for Wales have more limited. Okay. And in 2011, the Assembly can now legislate in some areas through an act of the National Assembly for Wales. Following the 2011 election, Wales Labour held exactly half of their seats in the Assembly, falling just short an overall majority. As well, Labour government was subsequently formed, headed by Corin Jones. And the last part I would like to talk is the Northern Ireland Executive. And the Northern Ireland Executive is the administrative branch of the Northern Ireland Assembly, the devolved legislature for Northern Ireland. It is answerable to the Assembly and was established according to the term of the Northern Ireland Act in 1998, which followed the Good Friday. And the Northern Ireland Executive consists of the First Minister and Deputy First Minister and various ministers with individual portfolios and remits. The main Assembly parties appointment minister in the executive except for the Minister of Justice, who elected by the cross-community vote. It is one of the three devolved government in the United Kingdom, and other being the Scottish and Wales government. And that's all about my presentation. And next part we'll talk about the laws. Okay.
And now let me talk to you about the legislator and the judiciary. And the first one about the legislator. The UK Parliament is the supreme legislator body in the United Kingdom, and the government is drawn from and answerable to it. And this divided into 5 small main in terms of the first one is consisting of the House of the Commons and the House of Lords. First of all, House of Commons, probably for boundary concessions. Each constituency elects a member of Parliament. In 2010, there are 650 constituencies. A government is not formed by a vote of the House of Commons. It is a constitution from the monarch. Yes. Okay. And next part is to talk about the House of Lords here. Yes, it is a House of Lords, and yes, the House of Commons include Westminster. Yes, and the House of Lords. The House of Lords was previously a largely legislature chamber and lost spiritual. The House of Lords consists of 2 very different types of members, and the Lord temporal and Lord spiritual. And then Lord temporal include 92 remaining here diary peers, and the Lord spiritual represent the established Church of the England and number 26. And what is more, the House of Lords currently acts to review legislator initiated by the House of Commons. Yes. On the other hand, the Constitutional Reform Act 2005 outlined plans for a Supreme Court of the United Kingdom, to replace the role of the lords. And talk about the second one, devote national legislator through the UK Parliament. Yeah, through the Parliament here. Yes, and Scotland has Parliament, and Wales and Northern Ireland have assemblies. And the third one is Scottish Parliament. The Scottish Parliament building of Holyrood and Edinburgh, seat of the Scottish Parliament. Yes. And what is more about the legislator is the fourth one, about National Assembly for Wales. The National Assemblies for Wales is the devolved assembly with the power to make legislation. The assembly comprises 60 members who are known as assembly members. Yeah. And the last one about legislator is Northern Ireland Assembly. The assembly has authority to legislate in a field of the competences known as transferred matters, and the Northern Ireland Act in 1998. Yeah. And the last one about the laws of the government is judiciary. The UK has three distinct systems of the law: English law, Northern Ireland law, and Scots law. Yeah, both English law and which applies in England and Wales and Northern Ireland law are based on common law principles. Yeah, and the essence of the common law is that is made by judges sitting in the courts, applying their common sense and knowledge of the legal precedents. And Scots law, hybrid systems based on the both common law and civil law principles applies in Scotland. Yeah. And the next part is about the electoral systems. It is really important for every person. Yes. The use of the first past the post to the elect members of the Parliament is unusual among European nations, and the use of the system means that when there are more candidates receive a significant share of the vote. Yes. And yeah, that's it about my two parts of my presentation about the law of the government and the electoral system. Yeah. And now let Phương show you about the last one about the political parties about the UK.
And now let me tell you about the political parties. There are two main parties in the United Kingdom: the Conservative parties and the Labour parties. Though the Scottish National Party is the third party in terms of the representatives elected by party membership. The modern Conservative parties were founded in 1834 and is an outgrowth of the Tory movement of parties, which began in 1678. Today it is referred to as the Tory parties and its members as Tories. The Liberal parties were one of the two dominant parties from its founding until 1920s, when it rapidly declined and was founded in 19 and formed its first government in 1924, with the Liberal being the third largest party until 2015. The Scottish National Party currently is a majority government in Scottish Parliament. In the most recent general elections in 2015, the Conservatives, who in the previous Parliament had led a coalition with the Liberal Democrats, gained a majority of seats and went on to form the government. The next part is local government. The UK is divided into the variety of different types of local authorities with different function and responsibility. England has a mix of two-tier and single-tier councils in different parts of the country. In Greater London, a unique two-tier system exists with power shared between the London Borough Councils and the Greater London Authority, which is held by an elected mayor. And the last term is European Union. The United Kingdom first joined the European Economic Community in January 1973 and has remained a member of the European Union. That is involved into UK citizen and other EU citizen resident in the UK elect 73 members to represent them into the European Parliament in Brussels and Strasbourg. And that is the end of my presentation. If you have any questions, please interrupt with me anyway. Thank you for listening.
Okay, and that's all about our presentation about the political of United Kingdom. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask anyways. And please give it some comments. And now,
Yeah.
and
Thank you
for listening.
Goodbye.